to introduce our straight and contour edge banding machine. This is not a full edge bander. This is I would say a beginner's edge bander. If you're on a budget, this is definitely something to look at. It is a machine that applies glue to your board, to the edge of your board, and then applies edging as well. This happens all automatically. You feed it by hand, and then you press the edging onto the board. This machine does not trim the edging. It only applies glue and edging to your board. So if you set up your machine, you're going to look at the following things. First of all, it's a 220 volt machine. We supply them in 380 volt as well. This is the 220 volt version. You can use these in your garage or any place that just has normal 220 volt power. Plug it in, make sure the cable is safe. Then you've got to bring an air supply from a compressor. Can be a small compressor, doesn't use a lot of air, but it needs at least 5 bars of pressure. It has a gauge here that shows the pressure. To adjust the pressure, pull the knob out, turn it in to increase the pressure, or turn it out to decrease the pressure. So now I'm going to set it on about 5 bars and press the knob in. Then, before using the machine, make sure that there's enough hot melt glue. The machine normally comes with a little bit of glue in there, but you've got to add a bit more glue. Make sure it doesn't run over either, and replace the lid when there's enough glue. The edging table does not come assembled. You've got to assemble it yourself. So that goes in there, and you tighten it here with a spanner. Then at the back of the machine there is a board like this. You place that on top. Sorry, I'm going to come forward. Right, there we go, and that'll be the place for your edging. You can adjust this. If you loosen here, you can move it a little bit back or forward depending on what you need, but like this, it's about the requirement. We've plugged in the machine. Now it's time to turn the machine on. Okay, there's a key. It says on and off. I'm switching it on. It's not going on. Why? Because the emergency stop is pushed in. I've got to turn that clockwise that it pops out. Now I can switch the machine on. The light comes on. You can see that there's power on the machine. Right, my temperature regulator comes on. Now it starts heating the glue. Currently it's at 55 degrees and going up. This is my target temperature. To set that, I press set and then up or down. Right now I want it to, and then set again, I want it to be 180 degrees Celsius. The temperature will rise until it reaches 180 degrees, and then it will regulate it to stay at that temperature. This is the speed control. The machine can run at different speeds, so faster and slower, and of course to switch the feed on, except right now it's not switching on because the temperature is still too low. The machine also has 2 modes, straight line mode and curve mode. On the straight line mode, the machine uses this switch to determine when to start and when to cut off the edging. If it's on curve mode, the machine uses the foot pedal to determine when to cut the edging. This is how you would set up the edging on the machine. Come to the front of the machine first with a bit of edging. Place it there against the roller, and then adjust it until the roller touches the edging. Pick it up a little bit to make sure the edging is free to move, and then lock the top. There we go. Then, once your front pressure roller has been set, place the edging on the edging table. Make sure that the part that's going to stick is on the front. Feed it through the 2 white rollers. Once you come here, you'd like to set this top thing just above the roller, just above the edging. Make sure that it's still free to move. Not too much wiggle room, but it must still be free to move. Make sure it goes in between these two rollers and into that gap. That's how you leave it. Now that the temperature of the glue has reached our target temperature, the machine can switch on. That's what we do here. We switch it on, the machine switches on. Make sure this one's also on, otherwise the feed will not work. To increase your speed feed, you can do that there or decrease it. Alright, as you can see, the roller doesn't have a lot of glue on it. So by turning this screw, I can decrease the amount of glue, or turning it out, I can increase the amount of glue. If the glue is a little bit like halfway and struggles to come up, just let it run for a while and make sure that your glue is warm enough and it will climb up by itself, or otherwise just increase the glue on the roller a little bit more. The front roller, the glue roller, applies glue to your board. The back roller applies glue to your edging. To set the amount of glue that is applied, you use this screw here, turn it in and less glue is applied, turn it out and more glue is applied via the roller. I would suggest not to put too much glue on, as there's glue application on both sides. So once you are set, you've got to learn how to use the machine. At the moment it's set in the straight line mode because I am edging on a straight edge. When this sensor activates, my edging will start feeding at the speed that I have set. So when I'm pushing my board, once I activate it, I try and push my board at the same speed as the feeding of the machine, so that I can catch up with my edging at this point. I make sure I apply pressure so that the rollers press the edging on. This switch can be adjusted forwards and backwards by loosening that nut and moving it forward and backwards. So if at the back, like now you can see it just left a little bit here. If you want it slightly longer or shorter, just adjust this one forwards or backwards. If you find that there's no glue that is applied to the edge of the board, it might be because this fence is too far forward. Like now it's hardly touching there. So I might want to move my fence slightly back just to make sure that glue is actually applied onto my board. If I put a lot of glue onto my roller, it makes a thicker layer here, so this might have to come back a little bit. So you loosen here and adjust this fence according to your need. So if you have any more questions about this HOLZ contour edge bander, feel free to contact us at Roos Group. We'll answer any question you have.